Well, good evening or morning or afternoon or whatever time you choose to watch these videos. Welcome back to our next installment, Habit 3 of Leader in Me for Parents.
This is actually our second take. We taped an entire video without sound. So we're doing this one because apparently we didn't put first things first in the first video we did it.
Yeah,
so.
we weren't quite as proactive as we thought we were.
That's okay.
Yeah, but that's okay. It was kind of a lose-lose, but it was win-lose because we had fun.
Right.
You lost out on all the fun, but hey, today you can pick it back up. You feel like you just can't do everything.
Yeah, I feel like that a lot.
I feel like that today, yesterday, probably feel like that tomorrow. And I know you guys at home feel that way. And if you've got children, doesn't matter what age they are. My daughter called me today during lunch to tell me that she was putting in her notice at work.
Stop. Were you prepared for that?
No, I told her to stop before she puts in her notice. I said, we got to put first things first, young lady. And this sounds like a lose-lose. So, just added one more thing to my plate. So I've got to go home and talk about that tonight. But I already felt like my plate was full already, which is kind of what we're talking about right here. We got to prioritize things, right?
That's
right.
And
so putting first things first. We're going to start off with a little activity here today. And I need this one so badly. How about you?
Me too, always. Figuring out what to prioritize and when to say no.
So, Jill, I need you to give me $1 million.
No.
Oh.
I need you to give me $1 million.
No. If I had it, I would love to, but the problem is I don't have it. And so I just got to say no. So, Jill, will you come to my house and mow my yard and cook meals for me and my wife all weekend this weekend?
No.
I didn't think so.
It's so easy, though. But then it's like you get hit with things that you weren't expecting, and it's hard to say no sometimes.
I think the hardest thing to do is say no sometimes. And there's a fine line if you think about it, because at work, sometimes saying no is being non-compliant. But then sometimes saying no is just saying, hey, isn't there someone else?
Right. Or I've got to have some time for something else. Because
I've got to do this first. I've got to put first things first. And that right there just is not on my priority list yet.
Exactly.
So
we got to decide what our highest priorities are and have the courage, pleasantly and smiling and non-apologetically, to say no to other things. The way you do that is by having a bigger yes burning inside.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of big yes burning inside of me right now.
I don't. Me too. Like weekend, the big yes to the weekend.
Friday's a big yes.
Right. And then looking at our paradigms, how time manages us usually, and our common practices, our life controls our schedule because we're trying to do it all. But a more effective paradigm, we got to nurture the most important relationships and make time for what matters most.
How busy are your days, realistically?
Really busy. Sometimes they're so busy that I don't even take time to eat or plan. And in the long run, though, when that happens, I find out that I get less done because I wasn't well planned.
Absolutely. I find myself being less productive because I have so much to do. Like last night when I went home, the church yard needed mowing, my yard needed mowing. There were things around the house. My mom needed things being done. It was one of those nights where I really needed this lesson yesterday.
Right. Exactly. So our focus, prioritization, discipline, and integrity leads to us making better decisions.
Absolutely.
Oh, so what are your big rocks? Let's take a minute and look at this video.
Yeah, it's a cool video. You'll like it.
It really is.
This is part 2 of First Things First, a grand experiment.
Hey, Johnny Bean!
This is your life. This bowl is your life. This is 1 week of your life, and your job is to get all the important things of your life to fit in with all of the day-to-day activities.
Go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is everything I do in a week, right?
Yeah.
All the stuff. Okay. Family, right? That's
important. And you can't go over the edge.
Okay, so I gotta make it fit without going over?
Right there.
Okay, well, big career opportunity. I would,
congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm working very hard at that. Coaching, right? And
Yeah.
coaching, that's a small one.
I respect that about you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right, well, I love basketball.
Okay.
I had to play.
Yeah.
That's not in there. And this is me time.
Yeah.
I need me time.
Well, you gotta rest, and you like watching rap battles, and okay.
What is
So whatever doesn't fit underneath the brim, you gotta take out. Like you just can't have it.
So basketball and me time is not in it.
Yeah, so that's like what, half of your life?
Yeah. No, I need these in there.
I know. Well then you're gonna need to do something differently.
What do you mean?
You just need to rearrange it. You're gonna have to shift your priorities, right?
Hey, Clark.
Yeah. Thank you. So let's take the big things out. Okay. Remember, what's this episode called again?
First things first.
Right. Okay. So, what are you going to do differently?
Okay, I'm gonna put the big thing in first.
Yeah.
Okay. Family in there.
Yeah.
Pick up the ball. That's what I was, me time. That's what I was missing.
Yeah.
These in there. Okay. There you go.
And now here's all the little things.
Yep.
Here's the rest of your daily activities. Can you make them fit? Can you shake it up a bit? Oh yeah. Yeah, nice. Oh, I think we're getting that. Alright. And we're over to the brim.
Yeah, it's still over.
Yeah, so check this out.
What about all these? This is me brushing my teeth and showering and getting a haircut and then checking blogs and vlogs.
Yeah, but those things are all in here. You have your hygiene and you have your Snapchat and you have all those things in here. It's just they're not taking up the whole space anymore. You're not responding to every text immediately. Right? It's just at the end of the week, what are you going to regret not having?
Big rocks.
Right. You don't want to sacrifice your family for your Snapchat.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just prioritizing the big things instead of the little things.
Exactly.
That I'm already doing, but just not in an abundance.
So what are the big things in your life?
Yeah. And which one do you want in your book?
Prioritize. First things first.
First things first.
I would say that that's probably easier said than done at times.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's, the thing about these videos is that, they've got a script that they get to follow, and life is not that often scripted. And so it's kind of hard. But, if you're thinking about looking at those big rocks, what are your big rocks? I know right now, when I think about all the things that are really important in my life, my family is my big rock. That's the one. I'm not going to sacrifice for anybody else before I sacrifice for my family. I'm going to do for them first.
Exactly.
Because my children are in college. My wife, she's had some health scares lately, and so I've learned to refocus that prioritizing. And so that would be one of my big rocks. My job is a big rock because I love the kids. I would have to say church, big rock for me. My health, just regaining my health right now, exercising and doing all those things, big rock right now.
Everything you said is exactly what I'm working on too. I mean, I really do. Those are the big things.
But when I think about all those little rocks, Facebook, oh my gosh.
I got rid of that a long time ago.
Well, see, the only reason I have Facebook is because I'm being a pastor, I want to be able to, make sure that all those people are staying home. But other than that, sometimes I get drawn into that. I sit down and somebody sent me a message, I go in and check it, and then I'm like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at
I
this.
know.
And then an hour has passed, and it's 10:30, and I should have been in bed an hour ago.
Yeah, reels on Instagram are I'd get so tickled.
I don't have Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. All I have is Facebook, and I really don't even want that. But I'm just, I find myself, when you get on there, I realize how people get drawn into it really quickly.
Yeah, and it sucks up all your time.
Oh my gosh, it
It's
fills
amazing.
up all those little
like
crevices.
a vacuum cleaner.
It does.
Yeah. So going through that, and I think we talked about that, how important weekly family time and traditions are, one-on-one time and regular family meals. Those are the big.
I think that's the most important thing that we can do. This one right here is huge for us.
Yeah.
This regular family meals. I mean, because as our kids have gotten older, we don't have that opportunity anymore. So when we get the opportunity to sit down with our kids, that rock right there is going to take up a whole lot more space than anything else because we value it more now.
Same here. I love family time meals. The time I spend with Blink was special because when you think about one-on-one time, just this past week, we have a grandchild that has a heart condition. So he had to have some things taken care of, and the family did too. And I got to have the 2-year-old with me. And I have my older grandkids, the 10, 11-year-old, and I know them really well because they spend a lot of time with us, but not this little 2-year-old. And we got to know Brian so well this past week, like all the things he likes and how much he's into dinosaurs and learning how to speak Brian talk. It was awesome. So the one-on-one time for me with him was everything I needed, and it was so therapeutic.
And I think that changes. I mean, sometimes it would be the time I spent with my mom. Sometimes it would be the time I spent with my wife. Hey, Mr. Isaac.
How y'all doing?
How are you?
doing?
Would you like to say hi?
You like to say hello to the families at home?
Hello.
You got to come over here.
This is
Hello.
Mr. Isley. He's a
Yeah,
big
stay
rock
in
for
here.
us here. Hello, Mr. Isley. Cameo
He's my
appearance.
brother.
I know. Thank you.
My friend, she passed away. Just wanted to tell you that. Yeah. Her daughter texted me Sunday morning, told me that.
I'm so
She had
sorry.
passed away. She was, yeah.
But we're just videotaping for the
Leadership
leader
band?
me.
It's not yet.
Oh, leading me, okay.
Yeah.
And I would say that sometimes that's going to be my mom, sometimes it's going to be my wife, sometimes it's going to be my son, sometimes it's going to be my daughter, you know,
Yep.
my brothers.
So one-on-one time is when much of the most important work of a family gets done, and it's the time when the deepest nurturing occurs. That's so true.
A little bit one-on-one time.
Me too. And our number 2, regular family meals. We talked about how important those are.
I got to figure it. Now the worst part of that, figuring out what to cook.
I know.
So just go home, just go pick up something before you go home.
But that's putting first things first is like, okay, I got the menu on Sunday, maybe put the menu together for the rest of the
Be
week.
proactive, right?
Yes, yes.
Beginning with the end in
And then
mind.
all of that. Like that's the big rock.
I didn't mean,
So
I didn't mean to cut y'all off.
that's all right.
That's my. She
Thank-
was sweet.
I am so
She
sorry.
was really sweet. She was really, really sweet. I have to hold my emotions.
Our prayers.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So research-based benefit, healthier eating, better family communication, less risky behavior in teens with drugs and alcohol, better mental health, better grades, more chances for parents to be role models. So that those meal times are times check in, how you doing, mental and health checks.
Yeah, you know, I've seen a commercial on TV a lot lately where it talks about how they're, you know, the parents are talking to the kids and they'll say something to the kids about, you know, mentioning something about something happening at school, and then the student will talk to them about it. And then at the end of it, it says something like, you know, keep talking to the kids, they're listening more than you think.
Right.
I mean, they really are.
They are. They truly are. Conversation starters. So what conversation starters does your family have?
Usually it starts with, so what'd you guys do today? And then it takes off from there. What happened at work today? What happened at school today? Do you have an exam? Which class? You know, it differs, I guess, from day to day, and sometimes week to week.
Yeah, we're like, what's the highlight? Like, what was the highlight of today?
What's the best part of your day?
Mm-hmm. And keep it positive. That's
Ooh.
helpful. Family big rock number 3, family time and traditions. And I guess the challenge is that 1 hour a week that you could manage with your family.
We have a big tradition in our family where we all go to the beach the third week of June, third or fourth week of June. And right now everybody's trying to set that up because, you know, everybody's trying to get their vacations lined up, get off and all this stuff right here. But that's one that we're all just basically like, well, if they don't let us off, then we'll just quit. Because that's such a big tradition in our family that nobody's willing to say, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to have to compromise somewhere. And so
Right.
we're looking forward to that week at the beach.
I think that's awesome. I'm trying to think about our family traditions. I might come back to that one. So gathering for family traditions grows and heals relationships and builds a bond that helps families have a positive family identity.
Which is so needed.
It is. And I think I know our big family tradition is like during holidays or birthdays and stuff, we'll hide gifts with messages in them.
Cool.
So it's like a little, like a poem, and it leads to this gift or it leads to that one. But it's something that the kids have started with, like our son does it with his own kids now. So that's pretty cool. And what are your favorite family times and traditions with your one-on-ones and how do you spend your time? What are your family meal conversation starters?
I mean, one-on-one can be a date night. It can be a daddy-daughter date night, or it can be a father-son or father-daughter. I mean, it can just be any number of things. Same thing with our mealtime ideas. Something that my children love going to Longhorn Steakhouse and getting chicken parmesan. So when we were out for the break over Easter, I looked online and got like the recipe for Longhorn Steakhouse chicken parmesan, and I made it. And when they came to the table, like, what is this? And I was like, chicken parmesan. They were like, that's what I thought. And they were like real hesitant. And when they tasted it, they were like, oh my gosh,
It's so
Daddy, this
good.
is heaven. This is so good. You got to do this again. And so that was cool. So now we're doing other things like some kind of salmon that my son likes at Outback.
Oh.
We're getting all these,
Restaurant ideas.
these pirated recipes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Bring it home.
All right.
All right, so you have to schedule your family big rocks. That's important to do. And if you don't put the big rocks in your schedule first, they'll hardly ever get in. And when you put these big rocks in first, you begin to feel the deep sense of inner peace. You're not constantly feeling torn between family, school, and work.
Yeah, like last night, big rock for me was sleeping. I was tired. What'd I do? Little rock. My wife said, hey, just watch this movie together. And I was like, okay. And then, hey, there's a Facebook message on Messenger. Okay. And the next thing I know, what was intended, like I said, to be that 9:30 bedtime turned into a 10:30 bedtime.
Right.
I regret it this morning.
Sometimes he'll look over at me and I'm just like, I pass right on out.
I'm with you.
So, taking all that into consideration with your big rocks, reflect this week on what you can do and to make your family time a priority.
Yeah, because it's, think about it, children know what we value by what we place value on. And if we place value on spending time with them, whether it's at the dinner table or whether it's one-on-one time somewhere else, it shows them that we value them. And when they see that, a lot of times they, in response, value us more.
Exactly.
So,
We enjoyed it.
yeah. Y'all have a great one.
All
We'll
right.
see you next time, hopefully with sound.
I know. All right, let's see how it goes. Take care, everybody.